Well, good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, November the 12th. The time is 7 p.m. I'll call to order our regular meeting of Town Council. And I would welcome all of the councillors with the exception of Councillor McCrae, who sends her regrets, and Deputy Mayor Spencer sends his regrets as well. Welcome to our CAO, Jeff Baker, Municipal Clerk Kim Casely. Regrets as well from Police Chief Louis Sutherland. Welcome as well to all those who are watching online. Before we start, I want to acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is the unceded Mi'kmaq territory and is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Council, the agenda is before you. There are no additions or deletions that I have. I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. So moved by Councillor Glant, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Any declarations of conflict of interest on any of the topics that we have before us this evening? Hearing none, we'll move right along. There's no delegation, so we'll move right along to the minutes of October the 15th, our regular meeting of October the 15th. Those minutes are before you. Are there any errors or omissions in the minutes of October the 15th? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt those minutes as presented. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Minutes of October the 28th, the special meeting that was held on October the 28th. Any errors or omissions in those minutes? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those minutes as presented. So moved by Councillor Doucette, seconded by Councillor Glant. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, what about business arising out of the minutes of October the 15th? Just Police Chief Sutherland on 7.3.2, Police Chief Sutherland reported that they've been doing some monitoring of the traffic, and they've picked up a couple of warnings and one ticket, but nothing excessive. But they're still continuing to monitor. Anything on minutes of the next minutes, whatever it is, October the 28th? Councillor Mann.
Oh, thank you, Worship. Just curious. I haven't been up to the hall. Did they pick up the truck?
The truck?
Yeah.
No. We have to get the bank loan approved first, and they're hoping to get that. I think that's pretty well approved now, isn't it? We're waiting. Once we get that, get the money to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm expecting the borrowing to come through, well, they said if not today, then tomorrow, and it didn't come through today, so I expect tomorrow. Once we get that through, we'll make arrangements with the town of Bathurst, and the boys will go over and pick it up, yeah. Hopefully by the end of the week.
The plan was to have it picked up by the 15th of November, so that's Friday, so we're still on schedule as of yet. All right. Then hearing nothing else. Oops, I'm sorry. I closed my agenda by mistake. Just give me a minute here. Okay. The next, we're right into reports. The first report is the Chief Administrative Officer's report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the CAO's report? Hearing none, just a second here now. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt the report. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, the Fire Department statistical report is next. Are there any questions on the Fire Department statistical report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor Doucette, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. We're moving right along to the Police Department statistical report. That report is before you. Any questions, Council? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor Doucette, seconded by Councillor Gallant. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. The next report is the Development Permit Summary Report. That report is before you. Any questions, Council? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report as presented. Moved by Councillor Mann, seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. And what did I do now? I've lost, give me a moment here now. I seem to have lost my agenda again. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm hitting something by mistake here, obviously, and I'm closing it. There it is again. All right. We will move right along to the Credit Union Center report. That report is before you. Are there any questions, Council, on the Credit Union Center report? Councillor Mann.
No, thank you, Your Worship. Not so much a question on the report, just more of something, I'm not sure, do we have a policy for open ice? Can we give discounts? Do we have anything on that, like an operations policy, when there is open ice?
No. Mr. Baker, any comments?
No, we don't have a policy.
No, we don't.
All right, no, I was just wondering, because we're at that time of the season now where hockey teams are have away games, and then the ice comes available, and sometimes it sits vacant. Because
I know,
but I was just wondering if someone showed up, at 5 to 5 and the ice was open, like, could we give that to the people at a discount?
The problem,
Half price or
once you
something.
start that,
Yeah.
you open the door, then everybody will be doing the same thing.
You can't
So
reserve
that's-
it. You can't reserve it. It's got to be walk in and be available,
Yeah,
so.
you might find that becomes a regular then, too.
Yeah.
And that makes it difficult for staff to plan, because I know they try to plan their work schedule around it, so
Yeah.
that can sometimes become a dangerous thing.
Okay, no, I was just looking at, because this last week, there's a lot of open ice on Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
so.
I know when it does happen, Mr. Wood always tries to find somebody to fill them, if he knows far enough ahead. Yeah. Councilor Doucette, you have your hand up?
Yeah, thanks, Your Worship. Just to touch on that for Councillor Mann, I'm coaching one of the younger U9 teams, and our manager was kind of discussing the policy regarding the rental in, I guess, whenever you have to, say you have a game, I guess, to reschedule. If you don't reschedule by a certain time, right, you would still have to pay for that. So there would still be the user fee, even if you don't use it and, cancel it at a certain date. But I'm not sure regarding the open ice or the drop-in anyway. But what we usually do with the minor hockey too is just try to discuss with the other teams and say a Facebook chat and try and negotiate a filler. So yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you. Any other questions, Council? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to receive and adopt that report as presented. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Councillor Mann. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. The next report is the Mayor's report. That report is before you. Just draw your attention to the note on the art murals. That is planned to be done, and hopefully we'll have at least a couple of murals that we add to the wall of the Masonic Lodge in the spring. I don't think I have anything else to add. It's pretty well all in the report, straightforward. Any questions on the report, Council? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the report as presented. So moved by Councillor Doucette, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll move right along to new business. The first item is request for decision number 46, which is remuneration bylaw, second reading and formal adoption. That information is before you, Council. Any questions? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the first resolution? The first resolution is to give formal reading. It's not the actual formal reading, but to give third reading, or second reading. Second reading. Sorry, Mr. Baker. Second reading. Councillor Mann, it's the long ones. You always like the long ones, so.
That's a long one.
Yeah. Be prepared for the 3, 4, and 5.
Whereas the Municipal Government Act, RSPEI 1988, CM-12.1, requires that remuneration allowances paid to elected officials be done only by bylaw. And whereas the Town of Kensington is committed to ensuring fair and transparent compensation for its elected officials. And whereas Town Council appointed a Remuneration and Allowances Commission to conduct a comprehensive review of current remuneration levels and to draft a report with recommendations. And whereas the Remuneration Allowance Commission has submitted its report to Council, including recommendations for updating the compensation structure for the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and Councillors. And whereas the Council has carefully considered the findings and recommendations of the Remuneration and Allowance Commission and feel it deemed necessary and in the best interest of the town to adopt the new Council Remuneration Bylaw in accordance with their recommendations. And whereas the Council Remuneration Bylaw was read and approved the first time at a meeting held on October 15, 2024. Be it resolved that the Town of Kensington Council Remuneration Bylaw number 2024-01, be hereby read a second time.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a second for that resolution? Second by Councillor Glant. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Councillor Mann and Councillor Toombs are opposed. Therefore, it is a tie. I will vote in favor of moving to the second reading. So the motion is carried. Councillor Mann.
Okay.
Get resolution number 4.
Resolution number 4.
Yes.
Ditto.
Please.
Can I just say ditto?
We wished.
Whereas the Municipal Government Act, RSPEI
One word change.
1988 CM-12.1 requires that remuneration allowances paid to elected officials be done only by bylaw. And whereas the Town of Kensington is committed to ensuring fair and transparent compensation for its elected officials. And whereas Town Council appointed a Remuneration and Allowance Commission to conduct a comprehensive review of current remuneration levels and to draft a report with recommendations. And whereas the Remuneration Allowances Commission has submitted its report to Council, including recommendations for updating the compensation structure for the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and Councillors. And whereas the Council has carefully considered the findings and recommendations of the Remuneration Allowance Commission and feel it deemed necessary and in the best interest of the town to adopt the new Council Remuneration Bylaw in accordance with their recommendations. And whereas the Council Remuneration Bylaw was read and approved the first time at a meeting held on October 15, 2024, and whereas the Council Remuneration Bylaw was read a second time at this meeting, be it resolved that the Town of Kensington Council Remuneration Bylaw number 202401, be hereby approved.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Glant. All those in favor? All those opposed? Let the record reflect that 2 are in favor, 2 opposed. Councillor Mann is opposed and Councillor Toombs is opposed. It being a tie, I will vote in favor of the motion. The motion is passed. Councillor Mann, resolution number 5,
All right.
please.
Whereas the Municipal Government Act, RSPEI 1988, CM-12.1 requires that remuneration allowances paid to elected officials be done only by bylaw. And whereas the Town of Kensington is committed to ensuring fair and transparent compensation for its elected officials. And whereas Town Council appointed a Remuneration and Allowance Commission to conduct a comprehensive review of current remuneration levels and to draft a report with recommendations. And whereas the Remuneration Allowances Commission has submitted its report to Council, including recommendations for updating the compensation structure for the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and Councillors. And whereas the Council has carefully considered the findings and recommendations of the Remuneration and Allowance Commission and feel it deemed necessary and in the best interest of the town to adopt the new Council Remuneration Bylaw in accordance with their recommendations. And whereas the Council Remuneration Bylaw was read and approved a first time at a meeting held on October 15, 2024. And whereas the Council Remuneration Bylaw was read and approved a second time at this meeting, be it hereby resolved that the Town of Kensington Council Remuneration Bylaw number 2024-01, be hereby formally approved.
Thank you, Councillor
Or
Mann.
adopted.
Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Glant. Before we vote, are there any comments from any of the council to make it, this makes it formal? Hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? The motion is tied. Councillor Mann and Councillor Toombs are opposed. It being a tie, I vote in favor of the motion. The motion is hereby adopted. Thank you, Councillor Mann. And we will move right along to request for decision number 47, which is a donation to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital Foundation, annual donation. Any questions, Council, on that information? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Councillor Toombs, go right ahead.
It is recommended that Town Council consider to adopt the following resolution. Whereas the Queen Elizabeth Hospital Foundation provides essential support to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, enhancing healthcare services and facilities for the benefit of the province of PEI, including the town of Kensington. And whereas the town of Kensington recognizes the importance of healthcare institutions that positively impact the well-being of residents, be it resolved that Kensington Town Council hereby approves a donation in the amount of $1,000 per year for 10 years to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital Foundation starting in the 2025-26 fiscal year.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Glant. Any discussion, Council? Hearing none. All in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Moving right along to request for decision number 48, short-term and rental request for 19A Pleasant Street. Council, the information is before you. Are there any questions or clarification needed on the short-term rental request? Councillor Glant?
Thank you, Worship. I'm just, what building is that there?
That's the triplex on Pleasant Street. The triplex, the one that used to be Lee Pigeon, I think, built it.
Oh, okay.
You know the one I mean?
Yeah.
Any other questions, Council? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Councillor Glant?
Whereas the owners of the triplex property located at 19 Pleasant Street, the town of Kensington made an application to convert unit 19A from a long-term rental to a short-term rental. Whereas town council received an application and determined that the proposed short-term rental complies with section 3.10 of the town of Kensington land use and development bylaw. Be it resolved, the town council hereby approve the conversion of the rental unit located at 19A Pleasant Street from a long-term rental to a short-term rental subject to full compliance with the town of Kensington land use and development bylaw. Be it resolved that this approval be granted with the understanding that the short-term rental will operate in a manner that is respectful of the neighborhood and community standards.
Thank you, Councillor Glant. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Toombs. Any discussion, Council? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Move right along to request for decision number 49, which is the development permit application for Island Structural Systems. Council, that information is before you. Is there any clarification on what is being requested? It's being recommended for approval subject to the adequate drainage plan and the subject to a consolidation plan, which if council approves this, then staff can then carry on and approve it. And they're in a bit, yes, Councillor Doucette.
Thanks, Your Worship. So the building, it's the far right building. If you're looking straight at the whole new, it's just in that far corner.
They're actually buying,
They've purchased the lot already,
They've purchased the
correct?
lot already, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay, thank you, yeah.
Any other questions, Council? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Councillor Mann, it's a little long, I guess. You want to go? They didn't get their hands up quick enough, so.
All right, thank you, Worship. Whereas Island Structural System has submitted an application for a development permit to construct a 52-foot by 80-foot accessory structure on their property located in the Kensington Business Park. And whereas the property accessory structure complies with the Town of Kensington's land use and development bylaw, subject to certain conditions to ensure proper site drainage, access, and compliance with town regulations. Be it resolved that Town Council hereby approve a development permit application submitted by Island Structural Systems for the construction of a 52-foot by 80-foot accessory structure on their property, located in the Kensington Business Park, subject to the following conditions. 1. Submittal of an adequate drainage plan, and 2. Submittal of a consolidation plan.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Gallant, I believe it was first. Council, any further questions, clarification? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Let's move right along to the request for decision number 50, which is a sponsorship request for the Kensington Vipers. That is one we get every year. This year, this is to put our name on the jerseys, and the price is now $800. It used to be $750, but it's $800 this year. Council, any questions, any discussion? Hearing none, who wants to read into the record the resolution? Councillor Toombs, go right ahead.
Be it resolved that Kensington Town Council approve a player sponsorship for the Kensington Most Plumbing and Heating Vipers for the 2024-2025 hockey season in the amount of $800.
Thank you, Councillor Toombs. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Doucette. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. And moving right along to request for decision number 51, which is street light installation request. There was a request for more lighting on Barrett Street, and Mr. Baker's gone down and done a review of that. The information is before you. Are there any questions or clarification? Councillor Glant.
Thank you, Worship. I'm glad to see this coming forward because I did have a concern from some residents, and one lady in particular who had a bit of an accident there, not because there was no light, but she just felt that it was kind of a dark spot, and especially this time of year when it gets dark so early and people are still out, elderly people are still out walking. So that would be right on the corner there, I take it, is it?
Yes, it's right, not right on the corner, it's in front of, what's the first house? Somewhere between the first house and the one on the corner. Probably in one.
When you say the first house on Barrett Street, or?
First house on Barrett.
Okay.
There's the house on the last house on the corner on Broadway South covers part of, it's a corner lot.
Yeah.
But it's between the two. If you take a look at the drawing, I think you'll see where it is.
I'm looking at it here now, but I'm just,
Yeah.
so the blue one up directly across from Barrett, that's a street light there, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That stays.
So this one here is going to be a little, by looking at it, a little bit closer to, say, the sidewalk going across on Broadway from one across Barrett, the front of Barrett there.
No.
No.
Oh,
Right there, yeah.
oh, down here.
So
Well,
this
what's
one's
this
going
one
to cover
here?
the intersection.
Those are just poles.
That's just a
Oh,
pole,
that's just
yeah.
a pole.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because really, this is one street light, this is the next street light.
Okay.
So I just tried to put them in between there to kind of light up this area. The intersection is actually pretty well lit.
Okay.
All right. Any other clarification, council? And I think at the same time, when Mr. Baker orders this light, if this is approved, he's also going to look at getting the lights into the business park as per our policy that's already been passed. Correct, Mr. Baker? Yes. All right. If there's no other questions, who wants to bring into the record the resolution? Councillor Doucette.
Be it resolved that Town Council hereby approve the installation of a 50-watt LED street light on pole number 200855 along Barrett Street, located between the properties of 1 Barrett Street and 26 Broadway Street South.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Toombs. Any other discussion, council? Mr. Baker, do you want your mic on? No? There. We got them all. All right. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, council. Okay, that is all the request for decision. We'll go into other matters. I had already mentioned the town receiving the Municipal Achievement Award, and for those who are watching online at home, it's in my report, and the town of Kensington is proud to receive it. November the 30th, everyone will be interested to hear this. I am informed that the anticipated closing date on the old Legion is scheduled at this stage of the game for November the 30th. So it looks like everything is coming together nicely, and it's taking a little longer, but it's coming together nicely, and we look forward to that happening. November the 21st, remind everyone that the library is celebrating 90 years in operation, starting at 5:30 to 6:30 that night. And Deputy Mayor Spencer will be filling in for me at that event because I'm at another event at the exact same time. I've handed out the schedule for the Christmas tree lighting on November the 22nd, and that rolls right into the Christmas festival, which gives you an idea of all the events that are taking place. It's a full weekend of stuff taking place, so by all means, I hope you can get out to enjoy some of it. And the Christmas dinner on December the 2nd for council and staff, we need to know that date. I think who's going to attend and what you want, I think by November the 22nd. So if you haven't advised Ms. Casey that you're attending or not and what your choices are, I'm sure she would please to hear it as soon as you can. Any other matters that council have? Councillor Glant?
Thank you, Worship. Really don't have a matter, but I'd like to make a comment if I could. As we all know, we celebrated Remembrance Day yesterday, and recognize all those who served before and who are serving. And I know you were there, Your Worship, and I think Councillor Doucette was at the one up at our cenotaph, and it was kind of a miserable day, cold and windy.
Yeah.
And it was just a real pleasure to see so many people come out in that type of weather and stand there. And I never seen one person turn to leave before it was over. Even some small children, maybe as young as 5 and 6 years old, right up to, of course, some of our veterans and older folks who are, maybe well into their 80s or 90s. And everybody stayed through that weather, and it's just so nice to see. And I think it spells well for the future of Kensington when you see people coming out to do that, and how they will continue to carry on with that ceremony for many years to come.
Yeah. Thank you, Councillor Glant. The other thing that took place this year is there was a Remembrance Day service at Queen Elizabeth Elementary School and Kensington Intermediate High School as well, and they're anticipating having that every year. This kind of lost a little ground during COVID, but they're trying to get it all back in again. And the Legion, I've been talking to some of the Legion members, and they're very pleased to see the schools taking an active part in getting this back on the road. And they're, of course, the Legion are part of the service. So. All right, any other comments, other matters? Councillor Glant, go ahead.
Thanks, Your Worship. I just want to make one other comment on that. Now that you mentioned that, I watched the whole ceremony out of Ottawa last night on TV, the repeat of yesterday morning, and they interviewed several veterans. Even had one. I think they had a First World War veteran there, but they had several veterans who were interviewed, and they mentioned how back in even the 60s and 70s, how Remembrance Day, was kind of fading away a little bit. It's kind of what they said, and they were so pleased to see how people were recognizing it now, and all communities and children, especially see so many young children out. And I drove by the cenotaph in Hunter River a few days ago, and I seen all these people standing out by the road, and as I got up to it, it was. I assume Central Queens Elementary School children, yeah. And there was people there from the Legion, and you could tell they were talking about the cenotaph and the names that were on it. So that's very good to see as well.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, if there's no other matters, we'll move right on to correspondence. The first item of correspondence is a request for a donation for the Make-A-Wish PEI. They're requesting that the town of Kensington consider buying a centerpiece. The price is $500, and at the end of the evening, the centerpiece, I think it's a centerpiece, yeah, the centerpiece would go home to one of the children, I believe, that's in attendance. Is that what you understood, Mr. Baker? I think it's one of the children or one of the families. It goes home with somebody anyway. It doesn't.
With a wish parent.
With a parent. Anyway, council, what is your wish? Shall we support that with a $500 donate or buy one of those Make-A-Wish centerpieces? Council? Councilor Glant?
I think we should just receive this for information at this time for this year and maybe look at it another year.
What about the rest of you, council? Do you want to not do anything with it? Pardon me?
Do we have a precedent with this organization?
Do we have a what?
Precedent with this organization?
No, not really. The only thing we've done with them is we've supported the Run for Wishes when the armed services go through, they do the Run for Wishes, and this Children's Wish is combined with, or Make-A-Wish now, is that the right? Make-A-Wish used to be Children's Wish and Make-A-Wish. They've combined now. It's all under Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's the common name, and there's only one now. And I think, did they give you information in how many children on PEI have benefited? They have, they're trying to raise $70,000, which helps 7 children with wishes. And I know that we have in the past, there have been children in Kensington who have benefited from this Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm not sure, I can't give you names. I know one just lives right next door to me now. They didn't at the time. Councillor Clant?
Thank you, Worship. And I said take it for information, but now you've mentioned, so this here is combined with the children, now combined with the Children's Wish Foundation?
Children's Wish Foundation and Make-A-Wish Foundation joined in 2019, I believe, because they were kind of both trying to do the same thing. They combined, and it's now called Make-A-Wish Foundation. There's not a Children's Wish Foundation anymore. It's since 2019, it's all Make-A-Wish.
So, Your Worship, I thought we in the past had donated to the Children's Wish Foundation every year. Is that something we haven't did lately, or?
We haven't done it no. The only thing we've done is contributed to the armed services. When they come through, we give them $100 when they always stop here in town, and we give them a $100 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay. No, I just thought that, I was thinking that at some point in time we had made donations to the Children's Wish Foundation in the past, but maybe we received letters and never did.
We may have sporadically, but nothing. Well, Children's Wish hasn't existed since 2019, so if it was before that, then it's been Make-A-Wish that we've contributed $100 to. We've supported the armed services when they come through. It's not armed services, HMCS Charlottetown. They run and they collect them, and they always stop here in Kensington.
So is it a 500 or what?
The centerpiece is $500. It's all, the centerpieces, I believe, are being donated, and the money goes strictly to the fundraising, and the centerpiece will then be given to one of the families, is what I understand. Any reconsideration, Council? I think it's Councillor Toombs' question.
I'll make a motion to donate $500 for the. Is it
To buy
purchase
a
centerpiece for the Make-A-Wish Canada?
Make-A-Wish PEI. I
Make-A-Wish
believe it's called.
PEI. Okay.
Yes, Make-A-Wish PEI. Okay, do we have a seconder for that motion? Second by Councillor Doucette. Any further discussion, Council? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. I think it's a good decision. The other piece of correspondence is a thank you from the Doncaster family for, we made a donation and flew the flag at half-mast when former Mayor Doug Doncaster passed away. So we received that for information, and that's the only correspondence that I have. Unless there's nothing else, then that comes to the next item on the agenda, was a committee of the whole. And to do that, I would, yes, Councillor Mann?
I don't know if there's much in there, but you did skip over, like,
What did I skip over?
after the Mayor Federation, done
Oh,
all
that's not on the agenda. Oh, yes, it is. I did skip over it. My apologies. I rolled the thing too fast. My apologies. We
Just
will
didn't
go
want Kim
back.
to redo in
It's
the
a
minutes, and
wonder.
she said, "How-
Yeah,
there's a
no,
gap here."
No, I rolled the thing too fast, and it jumped right to the wrong point. Let's go back a little bit. Federation of PEI Municipalities. Councillor Mann, do you have anything to report?
Not too much to report other than we had the last meeting was the semi-annual meeting, and we, like I say, it was yourself, Deputy Mayor Spencer, and myself who attended. Like I say, town won the municipal awards. There's lots of, pretty well the theme of the whole thing was based on conflict. So all the seminars and sessions were based on conflict sessions and conflict resolution and mental health state, stuff like that. So, and also, we also had a hiring committee meeting there as well, made up of 7 members from the board, with myself and Councillor Gallant is sitting on it as well. So,
Okay, good.
and John Dewey has expressed January 31st as his tentative, well, I'm saying tentative because Bruce is working on them. So.
Okay. All right. No, it was a good, one of the better semi-annual meetings, or one of the better meetings with the information that came forward was very pertinent, and the conflicts, and it was surprising to hear some of the conflicts that do take place. Any questions of Councillor Mann? My apologies, Councillor Mann, for skipping over that. It was not my intention. It was just an oversight. And since Councillor McRae is not here, there's nothing to report on the chamber, and I don't think I have anything, I'm not aware of anything at this stage, other than the gala event coming up on November the 28th, yes. And Heart of PEI, nothing from Deputy Mayor Spencer either. So, all right. Have we covered everything on the agenda now? I think we have. That being the end, I would now entertain a motion to go into a committee of the whole under item 1191D of the Municipal Government Act. So moved by Councillor Doucette, seconded by Councillor Gallant. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. We will now wait for the camera to be turned off. For all those who are watching from home, thank you for watching online, and we will see you next month.